Guys, hello. It's a new day. It's kind of like any other day, except today is a new Outsider vid, and we just hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being a part of the channel. Welcome to all you newcomers. The channel's growing. That means, I don't really know what that means. That means the channel is growing. All right? Anyway, today we're going to do a special 2K edition. I'm taking your questions that you gave me from Instagram, and I'm taking your questions from YouTube, and I'm going to be trying to get to all those questions today. But before we get to that, we're also doing a pretty rad giveaway. I got my hands on another pair of the etnies brand Semenuk Pro shoe. This is in a size 9. That's pretty much the only negative thing about this giveaway. Hopefully you guys have a size 9, either for yourself or for a buddy, family member. It's a really popular size. This one is going to be in the color Stone, which is the color that I ride in mostly. And for those of you that missed it, I'll leave a link below, and I'll leave it at the end screen, but I did a little bit of a pseudo shoe review on this guy a few months back. Since then, I've been riding in this. 2 thumbs up. The only thing you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and leave a comment below. Make it interesting. Get my attention. The winner will be announced in the following video after this. So next week's video at the beginning, in the introduction, you're going to find out if you won. Put this away, and let's get right to the questions. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Taking a chance here, and I'm going to be interviewing myself with your questions. A little bit of an interview style. We'll see how long that lasts. Let's get to the vid. Right here. All right, I got them. Don't forget, you agreed to this. So let's get started. For those of you guys that don't know, I am Future Me. I'm the guy that's always letting this guy know when he's being an idiot. I'm the guy editing the stuff. Hello, once again. So let's kick this thing off, huh? Let's get this thing going. First question from Techno Cheese 010101 010101. Techno Cheese. Techno Cheese wants to know, has anyone ever told you that you look like the crack baby of Elijah Wood and Joaquin Phoenix? And I printed out those friggin' sheets. I know that Techno Cheese isn't on there, and I know that I wouldn't have a question about being a crack baby for Joaquin Phoenix and Elijah Wood, although those are 2 good-looking dudes. So I'm just reading the first question here. You're the one that printed this out. I'm reading the question here. Oh, this isn't working. You're not going to answer this? The viewers want to know. These are your subscribers. It says it right here. Right here. Fine, I quit. Alright, let's get real here. I should have probably organized these. But hey, we're live. No, we're not. This question is from Scott Wheeler. He wants to know why I ultimately settled on the YT Jeffsy and what other bikes were in the running. What are you looking for in a bike? It's a good question. So basically, I'm your average guy looking for a good trail bike. So what I was looking for was something that I can take up the climbs and just kills in the downhill. I was very close to getting the Capra from YT. One of the reasons I didn't get it is because there was a 6-month hold on that. And I'm actually glad I didn't, because the Jeffsy turned out to be a much better bike for me. That being said, I do a lot of climbing. I do a lot of just natural trail loops. I'm up at the bike park a lot. From what I found the Jeffsy has is that it can hold up to any terrain right now that I'm putting it on. I want to say the other bikes that were in the running, I looked at the Ibis Ripno a bit. I was pretty close to that one, but I've never been on 29ers. Felt a little weird to me. Wasn't that comfortable. Maybe it's because of my height. Maybe it's just because I'm used to throwing around the 27s a little bit. But I'm really happy with the Jeffsy for now. MTB Allen, who we all know and love. I would dig hearing about your route planning and weight finding processes. I think a lot of us could learn from you on those fronts. To be honest with you, I'm with you guys. I just use Trailforks, MTB projects, maybe some websites that I dig into once in a while. But I'll just go on to those apps and I'll try to find something that people are riding, and you put things together with the ups and downs. It takes a little bit of time, but sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. For the basis of these trail guides that you guys are seeing, a lot of them are available in full loop format on those apps. I've definitely dug in a little bit more on my own and added my personal touches to those. And the good thing about following those apps is that you know that the trails that are marked on them are all legal, so you're not getting into some sketchy territory, going into no man's land, gonna get in trouble from some rangers, what have you. Thanks, Alan. The next question is from Kevin Carranza. He wants to know what motivates me to get out there on the trails all the time besides YouTube. YouTube doesn't motivate me to get on the trails. Sorry to say. I love that I'm able to put the 2 and 2 together. That's kind of why I experimented and started the channel. I'm just bringing you guys along for the rides and hopefully giving you some info along the way. The rides that I'm going to do are 90% of the times the rides I'd already be doing if I have a channel or not. I'm never really feeling like I need to force myself and get out there. Like I need to get this video out for Monday or anything like that. I want this to be a no pressure, fun time for both of us. I'm not trying to make money off YouTube. I'm not trying to make a living off it. I have a day-to-day job, so that allows me to kind of just feel free with this and not feel stressed out, not feeling like that new thing that people are using, the creator burnout, not trying to make a vlog every day, not Casey Neistat. Alec B wants to know what's my job. I'm not going to get too specific on that because it is the internet, but I work in social media, digital marketing space. That kind of allows me the freedom during the week to get out there and do some of the rides that you guys are seeing. So social media is basically a 24/7 job. I'm working on the weekends, nights. I can space it out. So if I want to open up an afternoon and get 4 hours, I can do that and then work at night. Depending on where this job brings me this year, maybe I'll get more into details of what I do, but we'll jump that bridge when we get to it. Is that even a term? Jump that bridge? We'll do something to that thing when we get to it. This is a good one. MTB Heaven asks, what does your diet consist of and do you take pre-post supplements? I sure as hell don't. I should eat better. I should probably pay attention to that question a little bit more than I do. By no means am I a fast food guy. I don't eat crap like that. I enjoy cold beers.
Look, I like beer. Boys like beer. Girls like beer. I like beer. I like beer.
So I look at the riding activity as like a balancing act for me. I can eat crappy sometimes and have some beers.
I like beer.
The hours on the trail kind of balances it out. Craig Sotelo, great question. So Craig asks, what are your thoughts on filming? Doesn't it in some way ruin the ride for you? I've been with a lot of riders where it seems they're more worried or concerned with getting the right shot and constantly going back to film a certain jump or drop than just enjoying the ride. Just kind of weird, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy and appreciate your videos. Appreciate that. Not getting you wrong at all. It's actually something I think about quite a bit. For me, it doesn't affect my rides at all. If you guys follow me on Strava, I do a lot of rides that I don't bring the camera along that are just for me. For me, it's important for having this YouTube channel and for seeing it grow is to have that balance. So the rides you see are the ones that I designate where I feel like bringing you along, where I feel like putting the camera on. My mood correlates with that video. Some days I don't. Some days I wake up, just want to be me. Just want to have a day solo ride out on the trail, meditating, whatever it is you need to do when you're out on that bike that you love to do, that is important to you. It's important to always keep that. I'm very in tune with that. So for me, mountain bike riding, I joke and I have these appreciation stations, and but like that started from me being out on the bike and falling in love with mountain biking because I appreciate it all. I love the views. I love where the bike takes me. I love the exercise. I love the skill progression. I love the way the bike feels on the trail. I like the way it sounds. I love the way the tires sound as well. I love all of it. So if there's ever a point when I feel that this video making is going to get in the way of me enjoying what I do, I'll stop doing the channel or I'll fix it. So I hope that answers your question a little bit. I'm very mindful of it, and I love that question because I don't think a lot of people think about that enough. I don't think maybe there's YouTubers out there that this is an issue. You know, if you're trying to make a living off making YouTube videos, whether it's mountain biking or anything else, and that becomes like, it feels like a job and it feels like that's something that you have to do, it kind of takes away from this passion that you love. For me, I'll be honest with you, skateboarding that happened to me. When I was in my 20s, I was hurt, I was being pressured to film, I was being told to jump downstairs when I didn't feel like it. It just sucked. I got burnt out, and then I ended up quitting for a while and fell out of love with it. And I will be damned if I'm going to let that happen to me again for the second time. I love what I do too much. I've learned too much from when I was young, and that's where I am today. All right, next question. And I'm sorry if I crucify your name right now. It looks like it says Shrikan Krishnan 1. Thanks for your question. Congrats on the channel growth. Thank you. What's Pupper Pip's favorite video so far? Pupper Pip watches most of them. but he stops watching as soon as his intro is over, which he didn't, but he does. So I don't really know. The ones that he's in. He also asks if I do any skills in the parking lot, practice wheelies, manuals, etc. I don't, but I want to. And I never put time into doing that. I am so jealous of the people that can do those long-standing manuals. God, I want to learn those. All right, LA MTB rider 1. How long have I been riding? I want to say I've really been riding since I got out here, about 4 to 5 years. I came here from Connecticut, and I did mountain bike. I dabbled there, but I didn't really, I feel like, learn or put some real time into learning how to mountain bike until I got out here. In Connecticut and in New England, our local trails were more like cross-country based, very slow and rocky. So when I moved out to SoCal, I had no idea what the hell I was getting myself into. You climb up for 45 minutes in some cases, and you are just flying down the hill. Holy crap! I didn't know what was going on the first time I did that. I literally had to reteach myself, like learning to turn again. Things like that I took for granted before. I had no idea it was going to have to be a skill set that I'd have to redo. But I'm happy I did. I'm still learning. Thanks for the question.
Let's get into your Instagram questions.
My sister Erica wants to know if I have any siblings. Yeah. Canyon Carver wants to know if I have any plans to go to AZ to ride. I do and have been. Sedona is one of my favorite places to ride. I love South Mountain. I've been there twice. I have a feeling that I'm going to head out there. Just a spur of the moment. I'm going to look at the weather one night, have an opening with work, and just get in the car and throw a pupper in the back. That's how it's been in the past, so I don't like to plan out a lot of stuff. I have commitment issues. I'm getting married this year, go figure. Tristan Bastidas, good friend of the channel. He wants to know if I'm hoping to get sponsored. And if I do, who is my ideal sponsor? Hell no, I don't want to get sponsored. I'm not good enough to be sponsored. I get it, a lot of YouTubers are getting sponsored now. I use the term sponsored in the old school way. Being sponsored to me means that you're like sponsored for being great at the activity you do. I mean, am I open to being an ambassador for a brand? Sure. As long as they're doing something for mountain biking, I am definitely open to bringing them into the channel. How much do I make off YouTube? Danny O'Ryan wants to know. I think at 1,000 subscribers, I turn monetization on just for fun to kind of experiment and see where it goes. I think in like, I'm going to say a month and a half, I'll just be honest with you, it's like $60, I think. It's not about that. KROT99 asks, how has mountain biking changed you, and where do you see it taking you in the future? Before, I used to want to go to cities to see cities and experience things that way, and I still love doing that. Once mountain biking hit me and I got the bug, I crave going to places like Moab and Sedona, Downeyville, places that are kind of in the middle of nowhere, where those are my true dream vacation spots. I drive Heather crazy with that because I'm always trying to put our road trips into like pseudo bike trips, and I get in trouble for that. I'm sorry, Heather. My brain goes there. I need to separate that a little bit better in my life. Where do I see it taking me in the future? I have no idea. I'm in Shock 123 wants to know, what was my first bike? Have you tried other styles of biking? Being a kid and having a GT Performer BMX bike, but other than that, mountain biking is pretty much the only form of riding that I've done. My first bike was a Giant Rain back in Connecticut. I really liked it. It was an amazing beginner bike. When I moved out here, I put in the dollars to my first real trail mountain bike, and that was an Intense Spider. I think it had 130 travel on it. Amazing bike for the level I was at, but I outgrew that bike a little bit. I wanted some more travel, and last March-ish is when I picked up the YT Jeffsy. Michael Garcia, clips or flats? Only flats. I've never ridden clips. The idea scares the hell out of me. I don't want to be strapped into my bike. I've always liked the freedom of moving my feet around on the bike. I'm a flats guy. Years ago when you were skating, were you sponsored? Yes. We've talked about that a little bit. The only thing I want to go into more about that is that it was an amazing time in my life. I know I've talked about how crazy it was in the previous video. I wouldn't change a thing. I got to meet some amazing friends that are still a part of my life, and it's pretty much the reason I have the job I do right now. I went back to school and came back out here with a degree in journalism, with some social media background behind me in my writing. The last question is from Armoresque67. What camera mount do I use? I use the Evo SS gimbal with a Hero 4 with little scared kitty on top. They call that a dirty cat. Can't think of the name right now, but it's a windproofing thing. I actually did a video on it. I should know that. But that system has done me pretty good. The Hero 4 is a little old, but as far as the audio goes, the reason I use the Hero 4 is because it only has one microphone on the top. So a lot of the problems you get with the other GoPros is that there's different microphones around it that pick up wind. And audio, I'm talking up here to my chest, so I don't need a microphone down here. That's just adding to the annoyance of the wind and other sound effects getting in the way. The videos that you guys are watching are just with the gimbal with the Hero 4 dead cat. That's what it's called. With a little dead cat on top of the microphone. I wish GoPro would update this or add a GoPro that had the same audio that this one does. I know if you guys follow BKXC, he just kind of went through a lot of that like searching for something new. I think in the end, he still ended up using the Hero 4. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But don't forget about the etnies Brandon Semenuk shoe giveaway. Leave some comments below. Tell me why you need the shoe. Thank you guys so much again for being a part of the channel. 2,000 subscriber update. This is just crazy. I'll see you next week. Don't forget, I'm announcing the winner of the pair of shoes in next week's video. So stick around.